When was the last time a painting actually slowed your heartbeat? Not impressed you, not moved you, but slowed you down. Here are 5 works that do exactly that, curated for their quiet power to soothe. Water Lilies, Nymphaeas, by Claude Monet, circa 1914 to 1926. To stand before one of Monet's grand water lilies is not merely to look at a painting, but to be enveloped by a moment. Created in the final decades of his life, while he suffered from cataracts, these works are less a depiction of his pond at Giverny and more a distillation of light and water itself. Classical analysis often focuses on their radical composition. They have no horizon line, no sky, no traditional perspective. The viewer is placed directly above the water, suspended in a limitless expanse. This removal of visual anchors is precisely what orchestrates calm. The eye has nowhere to land but on the soft, floating clusters of lilies and the reflection of sky and clouds in the water below. The palette is a muted symphony, aqueous greens, gentle lavenders, and the palest blues, colors proven to lower stress response. There is no narrative, no drama, only the soft rhythm of brush strokes that mimic the gentle lapping of water. Monet called it a haven of peaceful meditation, and indeed the painting invites the mind to float as freely as the lilies themselves, untethered from thought, immersed in pure sensation. View of Toledo by Greco, circa 1596 to 1600. El Greco's view of Toledo is a paradox, a stormy landscape that radiates profound peace. It is widely considered the first landscape in Western art to prioritize mood over topography, depicting the artist's adopted city not as it was, but as it felt. The sky churns with silvery blue clouds, illuminated by an otherworldly, almost phosphorescent light. Below, the green hills undulate like waves, guiding the eye toward the pale, ethereal city perched on the ridge. This is not the calm of stillness, but the calm of the eye of a storm. Classical analysis points to the painting's spiritual dimension. It is a vision of the celestial city on earth. The sense of serenity arises from the vastness. The human figures are tiny, almost insignificant, dwarfed by the monumental landscape and the dramatic, sweeping sky. This perspective gently reminds the viewer of their place in a larger, more magnificent order. The cool, unifying palette of teal, silver, and sage green washes over the scene, cooling any sense of turmoil and transforming potential chaos into a sublime and deeply peaceful vista. Nocturne, Blue and Silver, Chelsea by James Abbott, McNeill, Whistler, circa 1871. Whistler's Nocturne is a masterclass in subtraction. Painted from a memory of the River Thames at twilight, it strips the scene down to its emotional core. A whisper of water, a suggestion of a shoreline, the faint glow of distant lights. The artist deliberately chose the musical term nocturne to emphasize that the painting, like a piece of music, should be about mood and harmony, not a literal story. The composition is radically simple, a near monochromatic wash of blues and silvers. This minimalism is the source of its profound calm. By removing all extraneous detail, Whistler creates a low-stimulus environment for the eye, much like a quiet, dark room allows the mind to settle. The paint is applied thinly, almost like a breath on the canvas, creating a soft, misty surface that has no sharp edges. There is no tension, no focal point to grab the attention. The eye simply drifts across the surface, and the heart rate naturally follows, synchronizing with the quiet, slow rhythm of the river and the deep calm of the falling night. The Rocky Mountains, Lander's Peak by Albert Bierstadt, 1863. Bierstadt's monumental landscape offers the calm of a grand, awe-inspiring vista. It depicts a sunlit lake in the Wyoming Valley, ringed by a native encampment and dominated by the majestic snow cap of Lander's Peak in the distance. The composition follows a classical, deeply satisfying structure. a detailed, shadowed foreground leads the eye across the serene, reflective surface of the lake to the sun-drenched majesty beyond. The colors are crisp and clear, vibrant greens, the deep blue of a pristine sky, and the pure white of ancient snow. The feeling of calm it orchestrates is primal. It taps into what environmental psychologists call the savanna preference, an innate human attraction to landscapes that offer both a clear prospect, the wide view, and a sense of refuge, the sheltered foreground. It is a view that promises safety and abundance. The sheer scale of the scene is humbling, encouraging a state of quiet awe that pushes aside petty anxieties. To rest in this view is to feel the mind expand into the clean, crisp air, finding peace in the perfect balanced harmony of a world untouched and whole. The Beeches by Asher Brown Durand, circa 1845. Durand's The Beeches is not a landscape of grand vistas, but of intimate embrace. It invites the viewer into a quiet grove where slender, majestic beech trees rise towards a canopy of soft, filtered light. The palette is a study in earthy serenity. The rich browns of the forest floor, the soft, varied greens of the foliage, and the dappled gold of sunlight piercing through the leaves. This painting orchestrates the calm of a quiet walk in the woods, the feeling of forest bathing, known in Japan as Shinrin-yoku. The composition is structured vertically, drawing the gaze upwards into the peaceful canopy, creating a feeling of being sheltered and enclosed without feeling trapped. The light is soft, never harsh, filtered through layers of leaves. There is no wind, no movement, just the deep, still silence of the forest. The gentle diagonal of the path guides the eye softly through the space, encouraging a contemplative, meandering gaze that quiets the mind and invites a deep, restorative breath. What these five masters teach us is that calm is not an absence of something, it is a presence. It is the presence of harmony in color, of balance in composition, of light that falls softly, and space that allows the mind to breathe. They remind us that in a world that often feels too loud, too fast, too sharp, we can always return to the sanctuary of a canvas. If this journey has gifted you even a single breath of stillness, let it be the first of many. Make serenity a ritual, not a rarity. Subscribe to let these currents of calm find you again, as we continue to explore art that doesn't just depict beauty, but actively heals, inspires, and transforms. And if this moment resonated, hit the like button. Not for algorithms, but as a quiet signal to others who might be searching, letting them know that somewhere in this vast digital noise, peace is waiting for them too. For those who feel called to live with these sanctuaries, to let them seep into the fabric of daily life, the journey doesn't have to end here. Look in the description below. You will find a portal to bring these masterpieces home, prints for your walls, mugs for your morning ritual, notebooks for your quiet thoughts. Imagine waking to the soft mist of Whistler's Nocturne in your hallway, a reminder that twilight calm is always near. Imagine the dappled light of Durand's Beeches on your desktop, a silent forest glade waiting to receive you during a busy workday. Let these paintings become not just art you have seen, but peace you possess.